Hello, I'm John Harlow with Somerset Community TV. I'm here with Bob Hagopian on Main Street in Madison. We're outside of his business, which is Economy Gun Range and Economy Trophy. So Bob, thanks for having us, and you're going to show us around a little bit inside.
Yes, I will. And inside also you'll find we have a gun range in there for rifles and pistols, both.
All right, let's take a look. Okay, so now we're in the classroom section, which you teach.
In here, this one I do hunter safety.
Yep.
And I do, which is required for everybody to have a hunting license.
Yep.
And then I also used to do conceal and carry.
Yep.
And that is sort of gone by the wayside because down in Augusta, yeah, they made it.
Permit to conceal carry.
Correct. They can just take and carry a gun anytime you want.
Yep.
Anybody can.
Yep.
As long as you have a Maine driver's license.
And so we're in the classroom part, and the classroom's kind of a familiar place for you. If you want to tell us a little bit about your background and... The
reason everything exists with all these pictures is because I taught at the junior high for 33 years. And this is also, I coached at the high school. I coached track and cross country, and that's what a lot of these pictures are about. And on each side I have some of our trips where I used to take the class, the 8th, 7th, and 8th graders. We used to go to Washington, D.C., and this was the part of the trip was where they get their pictures taken from the Capitol. So, yeah, it's a little of everything. I even got a little picture of Sugarloaf over there. We took an honor roll trip and went skiing up at Sugarloaf. So it's, yeah, it is a classroom, 2 classrooms, I guess. One for the outdoors and one for the indoors. And then after I get done with that, then I was transportation director. Now I'm just come down here and run the trophy store and the indoor shooting range, the indoor archery range, and I sell guns and ammo and things.
Cool.
Okay, yep. Now Bradley she's 6 and Lance is 5. I have to get a little help from Brandon on that one. Oh.
Okay, ready? Pull back and then shoot.
Yeah.
Now let go.
Now this is a one-on-one demonstration. Father, son, uncle, niece. They get them all here.
Yep.
The only thing hard about them is just they're a little impatient at times.
Yeah, and you gotta remember all the safety stuff, and when you get impatient, that's the...
That's right. It's all about being safe, and the same thing here. We have them line up the same so many squares back. For the adults, they come back in. They go back all the way to the end where we were last time, and that's about 20 yards. And they like to shoot that. They like to shoot that, but no, there's one.
Good job, buddy. That's okay. You hit the box. Okay.
And it's all about having fun and enjoying it. Oh, there's another one.
Yep.
Yeah.
What kind of arrows are those? Are like practice arrows with a plastic tip?
No, those are metal tips. Those are field arrows, they're called, and it's simply for targets.
Yep.
And sometimes they just can't pull it back far enough, and the arrow goes flying around.
Now try it. Pull back. Let it go. Pull back.
And this is this is just work on dexterity for some of them, and also for strength.
Yep.
Just get used to pulling it back. They're not. It's not a natural motion.
Right.
Okay. Okay, let her go. Oh. You gotta let the string go, buddy. Look, come here. Okay. You do like this. Okay.
Okay, Riley, let's go now. Hit the target. Oh, good shot.
She hit it. It just didn't stick.
No, she just has to work a little bit more on her strength. You got one more shot, Riley. You want to try it out of the box? I guess she's undecided.
She's gonna hit the bag dead center.
Watch it. Is it going to stick? It's a question. She's got to pull it back pretty hard. Whoa, okay. She's getting it off though, what we?
Hold on.
So you do hunter safety courses and gun safety handling courses and stuff like that in here?
Yes, that's correct. On the hunter safety one, if you're gonna get a Maine hunting license, you have to have the hunter safety course first. Once you have that, and in that, it teaches you how to be safe with a gun, how to be out hunting safely. If you get lost, they show you how to make a survival kit, which you take with you. And it's a pretty neat course. The conceal and carry course just came on, and there wasn't any requirement for anyone, it kind of stopped it. And which is kind of bad because some people need the training, just like in the hunter safety course, for handling weapons of some kind.
Yeah. What kind of things are good practice of handling a firearm that you teach in your classes that are?
Well, one of the things is make sure that your gun is always unloaded. And then when you get ready to use your gun, when you load it, make sure you always keep your trigger away, your finger away from the trigger. Make sure that when you see your object, make sure it's safe to shoot whatever behind it. There's nothing that behind it.
Right.
A person or somebody like that. We go over a lot of safety tips and things like this. Yeah.
Now, could people still take a concealed carry class if they chose to?
Yes, you can do that. You can come in, and what I like to do is especially like a lot of the, I'm not trying to be sexist here, but a lot of the women, they're buying guns now, and they never shot a gun and never used a gun. And they want it for protection, which is fine. So when they buy a gun, whether it's from me or any other gun store, I will go downstairs with them, we'll go over the safety of the gun and how to use it, how to treat it safe, and then we do some shooting down there with their own gun, so they become accustomed to the gun.
And how much, if I might ask, how much would something like that cost?
It's $20 an hour. If you use my ammo, of course, it's going to be a little bit more, but most people have their own gun and their own bullets. But I also do rent guns, so they can rent a gun. And rent any gun I have is $10, and then of course you have to buy my ammo to go with it.
Okay.
And I always start them on a lower caliber, like a .22, unless they have some background or experience with it. Yeah.
Okay, so here we are in the trophy part of the store. You've been in the trophy business for how long?
I started in September 1976. That's probably a little bit before you were born.
So if you ever won anything in the town of Madison,
You probably have a trophy from Economy Trophy, that's right.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Or around this area, I should say.
Yeah, even outside. So what is your main, who do you have that's getting trophies from you? Different, like, Little League teams?
I have a few little, it used to be not like back in the 70s and the 80s when everybody got a trophy. Right now, the schools get their trophies, Valley, Skowhegan, Madison, Carabac, Mount Abram, Dexter. There's a lot of schools in this area get their trophies from me. But it isn't like the little leaguers and the little football teams and stuff. No, the coaches end up paying for those, or the parents if they do come and get them.
Yeah.
It isn't just a participation trophy and everything else.
Yeah. Cool. What about like plaques and stuff? I see we've got some of those behind us.
Yeah, over here up on the wall, some of the ones, once again, some of those are the high school ones and some of the other things. But yeah, I have different shapes, different sizes of plaques. That's a new thing. People like to do plaques instead of trophies. It's easy to hang up and take care of on the walls and things like this. Yeah.
Do you have any memorable trophies or plaques that you've been a part of?
Yeah, I have a couple up there. The one up way at the top up there is Adam Rich. He's my nephew. He's also one of the people that works here at the store, and he's playing basketball up there. And then right beside it, I have Caitlin Malloy.
Yep.
And
Athens.
yeah, from Athens. And you know who the other one is? Brady. Brady Scott.
Brady Scott,
There
yes,
you go.
also from Athens.
Both, the reason I have those two up there is because they both won the conference, the NBC.
Yeah.
They both won the regional, and they both won the state the same year.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So they went through the whole thing undefeated. They're really good athletes, real good runners, yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yep. Those are probably some of them, yeah, and then of course, up back I got Matt McClintock, another
Yeah.
Athens athlete.
Yes.
Of course,
We
he went
produce
on
a lot
to
of great
Purdue.
athletes.
Yeah.
Great intellectual minds as well.
Yeah, he graduated from Purdue with
Yeah.
honors. He also won the Big Ten.
Yep.
Now he's running for Reebok.
Yeah, and he might have an Olympic bid.
Hopefully he'll get to Olympic trials.
Yeah.
But he's still kind of young.
Yeah,
But that's one of his goals in 2020 is the Olympics, and you got to come in the top 3.
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And that's part of your coaching career.
That was part of my coaching career too.
Yeah.
Seems so. I have a lot of space in here. That's why I could put all this stuff up.
Yeah, right, yeah. Okay. All right, so we've got Adam Rich and Bob and Gary here. We're all showcasing a couple different handguns. That you guys own these guns, or are they just here on display, or are they for sale?
I own these two, and that is Gary's over there.
So you want
my personal.
Okay, you guys want to tell us a little bit about each one?
This one is a Smith & Wesson Shield 2.0. And it's a 9mm. It's used for mostly conceal and carry type of situations.
Kind of
So
small.
yeah, it's kind of a small handgun, so that a lot of people like these because they can tuck them away and you'll have them bulky and sticking out of your waistbands and stuff. And this one right here is a Smith & Wesson 686 357.
That's if you want to shoot somebody in the other room behind
A bunch of
refrigerator.
walls and stuff. Yeah. I actually got this one from my wife for our wedding. It was a wedding gift, so it was kind of a good wedding gift, I
Wait,
think.
you got this for your wife? Can we get a good shot on this one here?
My wife shoots that more than I do, just so you know.
Okay. What kind of kick does a gun like that have?
This gun really doesn't have anything
Yep.
because it has weights in the front.
Yep.
So when you pull the trigger, it doesn't even really move. Just more of a loud bang than anything.
Yep. Cool. Gary, want to tell us about?
This is the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. It's a more full-size handgun, whereas you have a bigger magazine capacity. This one is up to 16 rounds, and you have one in here. It can be a concealed carry, it can be an open carry, but it's still small enough in a sense that it's still very concealable, very concealable. Adam has another version of this where it's just about an inch longer,
Yep.
and still within the full size category. And these are the Smith & Wesson is a very popular handgun, pretty much all over this country.
Yeah.
Very popular. And whether you're the semi-automatics or the revolvers, and the revolvers also, this is a double action, which is a more modern version. And then we shoot a lot of the single action too, which is more like the cowboy gun.
Yeah, you were telling me about those, and maybe we'll take one out.
Sure.
Yeah, you take the Heritage out.
There you go.
Yeah, this is the Heritage firearm. I have one in 22. Heritage Manufacturing. In fact, most of them are made right in Miami,
Oh, wow.
Florida,
Yep.
and they're made after the Rough Riders.
Yeah.
This was the famous who was it? Teddy
Teddy
Roosevelt
Roosevelt,
and
yeah.
that gang, you know, the Rough Riders. In fact, when I lived in Florida, I actually they have a group that comes to Key West every year in the Fantasy Fest parade as an actual group of the Rough Riders.
Wow.
And they come down, they have a stagecoach, they have the whole cowboy display, and the old Rough Riders and how they dressed and the whole tradition of what Teddy Roosevelt was all about. And this was the gun they used. It's what's called a single action revolver. You have to pull that hammer back every time you want to shoot it. And which is with this one, you can just pull the trigger
Yeah.
at 6 times, however many that's in there. And
Now-
the same thing with these are semi-automatic. You pull it, every time you pull the trigger, a bullet will come out.
Yeah.
And we don't have automatics here.
Yeah.
They're not allowed.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's pretty interesting. Broad range, kind of just right here of a couple different style handguns. So
Yeah, once I get going,
Yeah, we can talk, yeah. Thanks for showing it to us. Okay, so we've got a couple of rifles behind us. You want to tell us a little bit about these?
Sure, we have, at the top, we have a German Mauser. Underneath that, we have a shotgun. And these other ones are basically all hunting rifles. We got a 270, we've got a 338, we got a triple 44, we got a 300, we got two 300 Win Mags, and this is about it. Most of these are hunting guns. And a lot of these are on consignment from people that want to get rid of their guns. They're just too old to go hunting, or they just lost interest in hunting. And so I put them out here and I sell them this way on consignment for them.
Yep.
and the 300 Winchester mags, we've got them both right-handed and left-handed,
Oh, it's, what's,
right there.
yeah.
Yeah, that is a good point, so thank you, Gary. Because people you do have to have left-handed guns. Some guns aren't made for left-handed people, but that 300 Win Mag right there, it's a nice gun.
Just like the side that the safety's on and stuff like that?
No,
Like how is it, what's the difference between a right-handed and left-handed gun?
Well, it's basically, these are both bolt action, so if I'm right-handed, I can use a bolt on this side.
And it goes away from you.
Yeah.
Right, it's on the opposite side, so it's good. And if I was left-handed, I'd want it on this side here. And that one is left-handed. That's why these guns look like they're pointing at each other, but they're not. It's because the bolt sticks out and that one is out on this side, so they're facing each other.
Okay, we've got a couple more over here.
Okay, these here, this one here, it looks like it's a real bad gun, but it isn't. This is simply a 22. It's not, does not have a silencer on it, it just looks the way it is. Okay, these here, this one was made in 1932. This is a 22 Winchester. These three here all look the same, so you're saying, what do you have here? Why do you have three guns that are the same? They look alike, but this one here is a 38-55, and this one here is a 32 Special, and this one here is a 30-30. So these are all Winchesters, Model 94s. They all look alike, but they're different. This one was made in 1912. This one was in 49. This one was in 45. So they look the same, but they're different. These are Gary's favorite guns. These are cowboy guns.
Yeah.
And if they
They're
have,
the Winchester Model 94. It actually came out, what was it, in 1894.
Yeah.
And the 30-30, one of them is a 30-30, that was actually the first rifle, not black powder, smokeless powder
Wow.
that came out.
Yeah. So that gun on the top, why would you want a 22 with like an extended magazine and have it look all
I don't know.
black gun like that?
I don't know. My son bought that.
Yeah.
So he doesn't shoot it very often, so he puts it up in. That's one of those rental guns which you can rent, and it's for $10, and you can get some buy some ammo here for it and go downstairs and shoot it and try it out.
Yeah.
It's
Probably
just
fun to shoot.
Exactly, and that's what it is, just fun to shoot. These here are the ones which you read about in the paper a lot. These are the high capacity one. This is it's not an AK, it's an AR-15.
And what does AR stand for?
Gary,
American Sporting Rifle.
okay? So this one here is put together with H&K parts. This is called the C93, easy. And this one holds 40 rounds. This one here and both of these, this one here is made, and both of them are actually made in, this one, I should say, is actually made in Windham, Maine.
Yeah. Cool.
And it's a Windham weaponry. And this one is a 30 capacity, it's a 223, or 5.56, the military calls it. This one here is an M&P, Smith & Wesson, and this one here is, once again, 30 capacity, and this one was not made in Maine. And that's just about, and these are here rental guns as well. You can come and rent these. People love to rent these. They're fun to shoot. They're fun to just stand there and just, because they hold so many rounds, it's just, you don't have to keep reloading or anything. They just shoot them up. It's a very, very fast moving bullet. They blame anything onto these people. 60 seconds last week. 60 Minutes had a special on them.
Yeah.
And they just told how they're using a lot of the killings and things like this, but there's a lot worse guns out there than these here.
Yeah. But those are.
But on more friendly, they're very accurate, and I use mine in competitions.
Yeah.
And like I said, the accuracy is just beautiful. And once you get used to the gun, like I said, you squeeze that trigger. You know, say if it's a competition where we got 5 rounds, we got to get off in say 20 seconds. Man, it's boom, 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 boom. Or you can, you have 20 seconds. You can take your time. But like I said, it's the accuracy of the gun that I'm more for. Where it can be very safe and a lot of fun.
And they do make these in other calibers. They make them in 22s, they make them in 9s, they make them various calibers. And like Gary says, in end of the month, we have competition shooting the last Saturday of the month usually, and people come in and a lot of them bring their ARs. It's one of the cheaper rifle bullets to sell. So they like to shoot those. Okay, before we go downstairs and actually do some shooting on the indoor range, there's a few things we have to go over, which is safety purposes. It's not for me, it's for the people that go downstairs and shoot, and the people come in later on while they're down there shooting. You can do one of two things. First thing is your ear protection. When you shoot indoors, it's very, very loud. When you get a 223 semi-automatic down there, people pulling the trigger and shooting, what John will be doing later on here today, you'll see how loud that gets. You can use these. I sell these, they're only $1, but you have to roll them, put them in there. You have to know how to put these in properly. If you don't, I will show you. Or the easiest thing to do is what these people here have, what John, Brett, and Gary have in their hands, is what we call the muffs.
What?
Exactly. That's the point of them. Now on these here, go ahead guys, put them on. On these here, these are a decimal up to 26. As long as you get 25 or higher, it will protect you from downstairs. You can use them on your lawns and other things around the house, but basically here it's for downstairs shooting. The other thing is people like different colors, glasses. When we're down, it just depends on what you see, which you like. You try them out. You try on the yellow, I think yellow. Gary has his own glasses on, so he's safe. Yeah, and these are safety. And Brett has yellow. John's got an orange with a little tag in front of his nose. That's okay, John. You still look good.
You can see all right.
And I prefer, once again, the yellow, because yellow sort of brightens everything up for you, makes it look good. But when you're downstairs, some people like to clear safety glasses, and it's fine to bring those and wear those. But you have to have some type of eye and ear protection when you go downstairs.
And you have to be careful because when you leave these on, you talk real loud.
He's absolutely right. You do get really loud at times, Gary. Okay, this is my son, Brock. He'll be demonstrating how to use these earplugs, which you simply roll up and put in your ear. He'll do that for you right now.
All right, these are foam earplugs. You just take them, you roll them up, and you can grab your earlobe and just pull down a little bit, and it'll open your ear up a little. And you push it in, not too far where you damage the ear. Just push in so it doesn't fall out. And then you remove your hand from there, and it'll expand. And once you feel it expand all the way and touch your ear, you'll be good.
Okay, this is downstairs. This here is what was put in from our heating system, and it's also the ventilation system. What this actually does, once you shoot, it takes everything out back. 90 seconds later, all the smoke and everything is put right out back, so you don't have to breathe anything stuff in. Secondly is, this is also the heating system. Outside there's a 30 horse, and it has a pipe which has natural gas in it. It heats up, goes into the ventilation system, goes in here, and heats everything up to about 70 degrees. So once the cold air comes out, then we're pretty well set.
Yep.
So it's be nice and warm in there.
Yeah.
It's no mosquitoes, no ticks, nothing in there. Just nice and comfortable.
Cool.
And that's what everything here is. It's very expensive, the ventilation system, but it's well worth it.
Yep.
And I do not have air conditioning because I live in Maine.
Right. We're in the basement.
We're in the basement in Maine, so we don't need air conditioning. Okay, right now we'll go inside and see the range. But before we do, we make sure we have our muffs on.
Yep.
Make sure we have our glasses on. Because there's other people in there shooting at the time. And always we have our gun in a case or in a holster if we have it concealed underneath your shirt or wherever. So we're all nice and safe. So the people in there don't know you probably, you don't know them. And somebody walking around with a gun gets people nervous.
It does.
You have a loaded gun and they have a loaded gun, it could cause problems, but it doesn't.
Yep.
Okay. Okay? Yep, go on in. You're all set. Yep, now this side here, approximately this side here is 25 yards. Oh, this side here is about 23 to 24 yards. On this side, this is for pistol shooting. And once we're inside of this place here, this is nothing but just a enclosed case. It's almost like a tomb in Indiana Jones. It's climately controlled and everything stays in here and it doesn't get out. The sound doesn't get out and a lot of stuff. It will vibrate up through the floor upstairs. You'll hear it upstairs, but for down here, it goes out. Outdoors, you can't hear it. And out back, what you're looking at is simply crushed tires. And they've been brought in, there's no metal in them. And you have about 2 to 3 feet. And then underneath that, you have AR steel, which will stop, in this case, 50 cal won't be able to penetrate it. So it's very strong and safe down here. This is probably the safest place in Madison against any type of rifle, pistol, anything shooting. And the other side, this is these 5 lanes here. On the other side, I'll go over and show you where there's other 6 more booths, and I'll explain what goes on over there.
All right.
Okay, Gary's going to show you the proper way to set up in here. What we want to do is have people come in here and open the case down here, take the gun out, set it on the table, take the cases, close them back up, set them on the back counter. They can leave them up that way or whatever they want. The ammo is already in here. He can bring his magazine with him. And now all the gun and the ammo are in here. This is bulletproof glass. It's very safe. A bullet will not penetrate this. It will crack it, but it won't shatter or break it or anything else. So he's in a very safe place. All right, and if you buy 2 targets or bring 2 targets with you, we have a little clip right here to hang this on. And Gary demonstrated how to put this target on his clips up there.
We'll come over here.
No.
He needs to come a little bit more.
Okay.
It's pretty simple. You just flip it on. We got a switch right here. You can take it out. The markers are all, they're marked. Like, that's pretty standard for some of our competitions. It's about 20 feet. And then it's marked the rest of the way, 30 feet, 52 and 60 all the way down. About roughly 24 yards. Wherever you want to shoot it. You get done shooting, you bring it back to check it.
Okay, once again, this is probably the safest place to be. Inside the black, anything down here that's black, you cannot shoot up through the floor. Anything out here, you can. This is why we keep all the guns, all the ammo in here. When you're done shooting, Gary walked back, get his case, bring it here, put his guns into it, clean up his mess, push all the shells underneath, and then he's ready to go.
Yeah, go ahead, you're on your own, buddy. Hey, when he gets done, just keep an eye on, because I'm gonna go up and film where you guys are down here.
Okay.
And then if anything jams or he has a problem,
Yeah, I jammed.
let's see. Yeah. Remember, finger on the side, not on the button. Just put it up here like this.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know you're nervous. You look nervous. Just relax, it's fun. Go ahead, take the gun. Okay, get it comfortable. Get it on your shoulder. Perfect, yeah. Look down through there. Pull it back nice and tight onto your shoulder.
Take
Yep.
safety off.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it sighted in, pull the
How
trigger.
much does it kick?
Huh?
How much?
Not much?
Nope,
right.
nope. You're all set.
Should you keep your face next to it when you shoot or not?
You want to look through this to
Yeah.
here, wherever your face feels comfortable.
Right there.
Right there, looks good. Okay, now put it on safe. Put the gun down, pointed range. There you go. Now let's bring back your target. Okay, where's the camera? Let's zoom this camera in and I'll see how good he is.
What do I do here?
Okay, bring it right towards you. Yep, there you go. You hit the paper, that's good. That's good. Hey, first time shooting, that's real good.
Yeah?
You did a good job. What we want to do though, we want to keep this up a little bit higher, okay? The front post needs to be a little bit higher up. By doing that, we'll bring your bullet up, all right?
Yeah.
Good job.
All right.
You ready to go again?
Yeah.
You haven't-
All right, John, you just shot, it's a basic AR-15
Yeah.
with its open sights.
Yeah.
Now you're going to see one, what we call, this is the Vortex red dot sight. And what you're going to do, you're going to be looking through it, you're going to see a red dot.
Yeah.
That red dot,
It's like Call of Duty.
you familiar with it or? Okay.
With the red dot scope? Yeah, I mean, I've heard
Red
it.
dot. So go ahead, come on over here. Pick this one up. Do the same thing as you did with the other one.
Yeah.
Look through here. Keep your finger off the trigger. The safety's still on. You know
Okay.
how to do that.
Yep.
You see the red dot?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Go ahead and try. Take your time. Put that red dot on. Go for the body shot. But that red bullseye. Go for that. Nice group. All it is that's adjusted to me.
Yeah, right.
Now you got a very nice group there. Now you
Yeah.
see how accurate
Yeah,
that
that's
can be.
very accurate. I mean, I was trying to, breathe out, then pull the trigger, whatever, you hear that kind of stuff.
Right.
The biggest thing is breathing and trigger squeeze.
Yeah.
Two biggest mistakes
And
people make.
the good thing about this is what a lot of people do, when they put their finger in the trigger, they put it in too far. And so
Okay.
when they pull it, if they're right-handed, they're going to pull it over here. But yours was okay, it's good. Once again, it's just a little bit low.
Yeah.
You have
And
a
that-
very nice group.
Yeah, I was low on that one kind of too.
Yeah. But that's
I mean, if they were all over the place, that would be you. But you could actually hone that right in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you'd get that right down the size of a quarter. Three
Yeah.
of them would cover it.
Yeah.
Yep.
and
That's
this is
real
a
good.
this is a gun what you read about, what your father writes about, and all the other reporters.
Oh, I know. He
Yeah.
doesn't write about them because thankfully it hasn't happened around here.
That's
right.
that's right. And people like to shoot this because it's fun.
Yeah.
Is there much of a kick?
No, I mean,
Shoot them all
no.
day.
Yeah.
And
This one I
that
use in
round's pretty
competitions.
affordable
Yep.
compared to most rounds.
Yep.
I've used this in probably at least 10 different rifle competitions. I've won one.
All right.
I was gonna bring mine.
Here, let me see this.
There it is. This is my son Brett, and John's shooting his gun. I'll let Brett explain to him what it is.
This is a Glock 34, 9mm. It holds 15 rounds. The same thing that applies to it, all the safety, finger off the trigger. Yep, that's good. Take aim and fire when you're ready.
No jumping, camera woman.
And it's out. The slide, yep, that's fine. The slide will always slide back and lock out on the Glocks. Yep. First thing you do is make sure the gun's pointed in a safe direction. And load the magazine, finger off the trigger, ready to go. Yep. Yep. Now pull the slide back and let it go. There you go. And it's empty. Yep.
Cameraman, good job. You didn't even jump.
Well, you were shooting a little bit high. It probably could have been your breathing, or the actual sights are actually set for me. So
Yeah.
So you'd have to just adjust the sights. So it might be just the sights too.
Yep.
But all in all, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's bring it in. I want to see how good he did. Although it's just about having fun, huh, John?
Exactly.
Now I asked you a couple questions. What do you think about shooting?
Here you go.
Not terrible.
No, not too bad. You had one flyer here,
Yep.
and I think that this was probably just flinched or something.
Yep.
But you were pretty much in here. You probably, if this was your pistol, you'd probably have to drop it down one notch.
Yep.
On your, and then maybe move it over
Yep.
to the left one notch, and you'd be
Yeah.
right on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I thought John was shooting for the head.
No, oh, that was him.
No, this one right here, all these here in the red. I thought that was John right there.
That was before we turned the camera on.
That was me.
Okay, John, this is the 1911 45.
And that's what you personally carry, right?
This is what I carried it as a sidearm
Yeah.
in the Navy, and our fighting forces carried this sidearm in many campaigns: World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and then it was pretty much taken over after that, right? But then, like I said, when I was in back in the late 70s, early 80s, and I put Marines on the beach, and this is what I carried as a sidearm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a couple things you got to keep in mind. Are you familiar with this at all?
No. I'll say
Okay.
no, I'm not.
It has a safety. All right. There's many. This is a safety, right? The trigger's back. This is a safety. I want to keep that down, but you have to squeeze that. This right here is a safety. Okay? That is a safety. So when you're holding it, you have to squeeze that so that's in. Right? This is down, and then you can put your finger on the trigger, right, and let it go. I'm out. So I'm gonna let you dry fire it first.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and it's ready to go. It's just gonna click.
What's dry fire?
Oh, okay, dry firing. Dry firing is basically how we just check the gun. If we're not familiar with it, how the trigger pull's gonna be, it's a good idea to always get to know the gun that way, and what we call dry firing. So, when you do put the bullets in, you'll be ready.
Right. Yep.
So that's why I want you familiar. Like I said, that just see how it moves. That has to be nice and snug right in there. And that held in. Then you can put the finger on the trigger and go to town. So go ahead and just dry fire it right now.
Point it right at the target.
Just point it right at the target.
And the safe is up or
The
down?
safety's good. You're good. We just want to make sure. Okay, good. You're going to do all right.
Can I just go over a couple things?
Yeah,
with
go
it?
ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. When you have this type of gun, remember how before you put it on your shoulder and you
Yeah.
got nice and comfortable? Well, this one here, there's 3 places you got to hold it. One, you get your hand in here. The other one, this finger goes underneath the trigger guard. So you like this with it, okay? Now when you got this, you put this one in it. This thumb and these 2 fingers are what actually hold the gun in your hand. Your little one, if you put too much pressure on it, you're going to shoot to the left because it will drag it this way. Too much trigger pull, it's going to drag it this way. What you want to do is keep it here. This slide is going to slide right back. This is your protection so you don't get big cuts in here. So you keep everything kind of off this slide here. All right? You have a small hand. This is going to be a pretty good kick. But you got to put this part here and keep both thumbs forward.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
Okay.
Same as the Glock.
Yep.
Same as the Glock, that's
Yeah.
right. Same as, here you go.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to...
Get nervous again? I can tell. Don't be
You gotta
lying.
be serious.
Oh, okay. All right. But you got to relax and
Yeah.
enjoy it. Yep.
This is a real simple. It just placed in. Nice little click right up in. I'm going to hit that. It is ready to go. Okay, I'll leave the safety. Go ahead. You do the same thing as before. And it's not really that bad of a kick. But put your hand up in there. Yeah, there you go. Go for it. Yeah.
Low.
Yeah, a little low.
Yeah.
Whoa, just a tab
Yeah.
down. You got the red.
That's a very accurate gun.
I didn't see that had to be in the red.
Yeah, it's in the black.
Black? Oh.
Yeah, you're off a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, this here now, we just came up from downstairs. Thank God the cameraman was okay. Everything worked out good. Get a little loud down there. But up here, now I also have cameras. I have cameras in the archery range. I have cameras in my classroom. I have cameras throughout the building, all through this area here. And I have more cameras downstairs. So we can monitor what's ever going on in the building from this spot. And in this case here, we have the cameras downstairs. You can see the people still down there shooting. And if you take and click on one, it will enlarge it and you can get a close-up. I think that's John, isn't it? Is that John still down there shooting? That guy, I don't know if we can get him to go home tonight. But as he's enjoying, he's back to the ARs again. He enjoys shooting them. And on the other one, the computer over here, what the other person's working on, this is what we do. It's called FFL license. You have to have an FFL license in order to do a lot of these, a lot of transfers from guns. If you buy a gun off the internet, or if you buy primers or powder or something, some of these things you have to have sent to an FFL dealer. Mostly it's the weapons, the guns. So we end up transferring them here. It's a $25 transfer fee if you have it sent here. You have to fill out the paperwork. The papers for the ATF. The computer part is the background check from the FBI. They go into 3 different banks of security, so they run you through in a matter of seconds. The whole process takes about 5 minutes if it's done properly. Okay, so John, what do you think about your first day in the indoor range?
That was pretty cool. You know, with the earphones on, it's not that loud, and the kick on the gun isn't that bad, and it's kind of cool to be in a really controlled environment and know everything's safe and all that kind of stuff, and see how my accuracy was.
I'm glad you stopped by. And a lot of times people are like that. I know these are my relatives and my members, and
Yeah.
Gary's quite a character and
Oh, yeah,
everything.
yeah.
But That's the way it is downstairs. You get downstairs, somebody's got a gun, you ask them if you can try it, they'll let you try it, especially if you're interested in buying one like it. If you don't like it, you just save yourself $500-600.
Yeah.
So this has a lot to do with it, about what goes on in the background and everything else, and it's just a nice little environment for people to be in.
It is. It really is. Family friendly, safe environment. Try out many different guns. You got guns to rent, guns from your different members. So I appreciate it, and thank you for letting us try everything out and for having us and showing us around.
I'm glad you and Betty came in to enjoy this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.